Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Questions for Chicago pre-show. This is the show before the show. If you're familiar with our podcast, you know what we do. We go to downtown Chicago and we interview random strangers about politics, evolution, serious stuff like that, life. And we talk to them, we argue with them, maybe just a little bit, but we do it so in a kind way so that we can give them more truth afterwards. And we have a lot of fun with that. It's a very, very serious podcast. But right now we're doing the pre-show. This is the first ever Questions for Chicago pre-show. You're going to get some behind the scenes looks. We're going to have some fun talking to some people and just be funny, be silly in general, and just have a good time before we start the actual episode. And as you watch this, you will actually get to see, once the countdown goes to 0, we will start the monologue of the actual podcast episode. And then, of course, after the monologue, you can listen to the rest of the episode in the link that we have provided to you. We have a lot of fun here. People wonder, where do you do this? How do you do this show? What's your budget? Well, we have a whopping budget of $0.00. Of course, we make no money at all. We're broke, and we do whatever we can to just make this possible. But we do it so we can share truth, not to show off, how great and talented we are, but to benefit the viewers, which is you guys. And we're so thankful for our viewers. But I kid you not, some of our setups are just downright ridiculous because we have no money. I'm not even kidding you. I'm going to open my camera app right now, and I'm just going to show you guys what I'm looking at. All right, I literally have some studio lights from Home Depot keeping my face lit, and then we have my camera, but look, it's supported by some peanut butter, by a peanut butter jar, because the stand I got from Walmart is cheap as dirt. That's just what happens. So now we have this fabulous, natural, creamy peanut butter. We are sponsored by peanut butter. Not really. No one wants to give us sponsorships. Are you kidding me? But and I just bumped the mic. This is how unprofessional we're gonna be here on the pre-show. And what else are we going to do? Well, we're going to have some fun with some friends as I also spit into the camera. Just so unprofessional, in the podcast, I'm very heavily edited, because I tend to say stupid stuff. I tend to just stumble over my words like I'm doing right now. And in the podcast, through all the editing, after all the adjustments, I finally sound cohesive and understandable. But here in the pre-show, it's uncut. You're just going to get raw stupidity from yours truly, Sean Duncan. But what we're going to do, we're going to have some fun. We're going to call up my friend, Ryan Haifley. We're just going to interrupt his day, whatever he's doing. He's probably eating or something like that. I don't know. We're just going to call him up and we're going to talk about our episode for the day. Well, what is the episode that we're about to do after the pre-show? We're going to talk about late-term abortion, okay? Very serious topic. And something that's been going on in the news cycle lately. We're going to talk about it, see what we say. I'm going to see what my friend Ryan has to say about it. And, of course, we'll be surprising him. So, it's going to be his rough take. But we're just going to have some fun with him, too. So let's call him up right now on my iPhone right here. And, yep, here we go.
Hello?
Hi there, Ryan Haifley. You are on the Questions for Chicago pre-show.
Awesome.
Yes. Oh, I was worried you'd be upset because I'm interrupting you or something. But
no, not at all.
Oh, you're so kind. You're precious. Thank you so much. Well, what did you think of the Super Bowl, by the way, last night?
Oh, what did I think of the Super Bowl? Well, I have to say, as an avid Peyton Manning fan my entire life, I was not happy.
Oh, I mean, I don't think many people were happy. It was just a boring Super Bowl altogether.
It was an exhausting, boring Super Bowl.
I mean, I need offense. I need something to keep me engaged. And literally, the punters were fighting for who could get MVP.
Oh,
That's how much they punted. I mean, it was something. Anyway,
it was bad.
Well, Ryan Haifley, you are a podcast producer, video or YouTube series producer. You've probably been photographed in front of the Confederate flag, I believe.
Probably.
Probably. Yeah, I guess you can't be a Senate Majority Leader then. Oh, well, that's okay.
Fortunately not. Not in the state of Virginia anyways.
Anyway, well, you're on the pre-show. We're about to talk about late-term abortions, which has been going on in the news cycle. And, I just offhand, where do you think this is going to end, with this abortion agenda from the Democrats?
Here's the real question. Is it ever going to end?
I don't...
We've seen the beginning stages, and what what's next? I'm a Republican conservative, so I'm not allowed to have my baby. Are they going to make me check that box off when me and my wife go to the hospital? And it's like,
Did you
I
vote
voted
for
for Donald
Donald
Trump.
Trump?
Okay, your baby automatically gets
No,
aborted.
no, you get aborted, Ryan. You get
I get,
aborted. All right,
well,
you.
if anyone should have been aborted.
No, no. It'll be if you wear a MAGA hat. I don't even know how you pronounce that. MAGA, whatever. If you're wearing the hat, you immediately get sent to a clinic.
Apparently.
Yeah.
No, yeah. Where does it stop, man?
I
That is the question.
I don't know. I don't know where it stops. I mean, there's been some crazy theories about that kind of thing. About like where did it start and where's it gonna end? You know? Because
Yeah.
What do you think?
I don't know. I've heard some interesting things. I had a professor in college that had a theory that abortion was created by the Democrats, and there was some history and some things that he gave, but his point was that abortion was like racism, was originally created by the Democratic Party, and
I
their whole purpose for doing that was it was a way to try and control the African American population. That was the theory. I don't know whether that's true. I couldn't give you any factual basis for it
that's
at all.
yeah, I hear you. Whew,
But
that's
that was
intense.
that was his theory, that was all part of their thing, that it was originally available in you know areas that were less financially stable. We'll use that word, that terminology for that. But it
Man.
was originally introduced there, and
Yeah, I can't
that.
wait. I can't wait for CNN to do a story on that.
Oh my
Yeah.
word!
Can't wait for
Yeah,
Anderson Cooper to
you'll
get
be
to the
wait
bottom of that.
you'll be waiting for a long time for that, I think.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, I'm pretty embarrassed with my state, and I used to be very very proud of my state, original state, which was Virginia. And then
Absolutely.
I moved to Illinois, and I'm like, hey,
Yep.
I'm the state with all the presidents. You guys are the state with all the politicians in jail.
Well, we do say that our politicians love our state so much they make our license plates
Yeah, exactly. In prisons.
in prison.
Oh man,
Yeah, no,
it's
I'm with you. I'm with you there. I'm originally from Indiana, and our that state has been in the black for a few
yeah,
years now. We had some good governors, and Mitch
fantastic.
Daniels, and then of course Vice President Michael Pence. I mean, it's
Hmm.
some good ones. And then we moved to Illinois, and it was just like debt everywhere.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. Oh man, it's like these Democratic candidates that are running, like Kamala Harris and Cory Booker, and they take so much pride in where they came from, and they came from California and Newark, and they're like the
Yeah.
pit holes of the country. Yeah,
Oh, B.
I
Yeah.
mean,
It's yeah.
yeah, it's brutal. Oh man. Well, Ryan, what can you plug as far as real life talks? My listeners might not be familiar with what that is. Could you talk to us a little
Ab-
bit more about that?
Absolutely. So Real Life Talks is a like you. It is a Christian conservative podcast. We don't delve into the whole political arena as much as you do, Sean,
Hmm.
but we do hit some touchy subjects. We
Sure.
have where should a Christian stand on abortion? That came out just under a month ago. We
Sure.
have questions like, should women be pastors? Are faith healers real?
Hmm.
Is addiction a disease? I mean, real life questions. Is self defense biblical? Is killing in war murder? What does God think about the death penalty? Stuff like that we dive into that aren't
Wow.
necessarily political, but we're looking for a Bible answer. We're looking as Christians, Sean, where do we stand on this stuff? Where do we stand, and where should we get our basis for our belief? Is it just something that we accept? As a millennial,
Hmm.
I run into a lot of young people that are our age that you ask them a question. Well, why do you think it's okay to protect yourself with your Second Amendment rights? Why do you think it's okay? Do you think that God's okay with you doing that? And they say, yeah, I think it's okay. And then I ask them to base that belief, and they don't understand. So what Real Life Talks is we want to have real life conversations through the lens of the Bible. So we try to answer that. Pastor Scudder, Jim Scudder, he's the pastor of Quinton Road Baptist Church. Is the main host for that. Pastor Jim Boyce, the addictions program director here
Sure.
at Quinton Road. They do a great job. They do a fantastic job. They run anywhere from 5 to 10 minutes long. They come out weekly. Right now, there's a podcast you can check out, just Real Life Talks, and then we're on Instagram at real.life.talks, as well as YouTube. You can just search Real Life Talks and we'll pop up. But yeah, it's great, and it's a great resource, Sean, for any age Christian. You know, I touched briefly on millennials, but really, if you have, like I said, hard questions, we even go all the way back to can a good person go to heaven? Just simple questions that you and I may know the answer to, but that
Sure.
people today, surrounded by everything that's going on and the Kamala Harrises and Cory Bookers of the world, may not understand, you know, where people stand on certain things, or they don't know what to believe. You know, they see all the fake news stuff, and they've got all this stuff thrown at them, and they're like, as a Christian, what am I supposed to do? And so that's what we try to do. We try to break that down and answer it. And give us a subscribe or a follow, or follow us on iTunes. Our podcast is on iTunes and SoundCloud and a few different others. So it's awesome.
We love questions. We love questions at Questions for Chicago, of course. And that sounds awesome. Well, Ryan, whatever you were doing and we completely interrupted it, thanks for coming on. And,
absolutely. Thank you.
I personally am thankful you weren't aborted.
There's two people in the world.
Yes. They made the sacrifice to keep you alive.
Absolutely.
And at least one other person has benefited from that decision. So
absolutely. My wife.
Yeah, there you
go. People say that Christians say that when they get saved, they're blessed with the Holy Spirit. I say I'm blessed with the Holy Spirit and the Haley Spirit.
The Haley Spirit. That if you didn't know Ryan before the Haley Spirit moved on his life.
we don't have the time, Sean.
We don't have time for that at all, because we need to start the show. But we're thankful for you, Ryan, for coming on. And,
absolutely. Thankful for you, Sean.
Oh, for sure. Now we got to get serious. Absolutely. We're going to talk about late-term abortions. All right. Thank you, Ryan. We'll see you later, buddy.
Absolutely.
All right. That will conclude our pre-show. Thanks for watching, and stick around for the next couple of minutes. We're going to go into the monologue, and then after the monologue, go straight to the podcast and listen to the whole episode. We're going to have a lot of fun. Thank you for watching, and I don't know what I am. I'm Sean Duncan, and I want you to watch the rest of the episode. Thank you.
You're listening to the newest trend in conservative Christian radio.
When do you think life begins in that respect?
I guess it would be beginning conception. So
at conception.
Yeah.
Okay. Is a fetus inside a woman then a valuable life? Do you think?
Yes.
Okay. Is it ethical then to take the life of a fetus?
That I think is up to the person that is bearing the child.
Welcome to Questions for Chicago with your host, Sean Duncan.
Is terminating a fetus an ethical thing to do? Is it only okay before a certain week of pregnancy? We're going to discuss that with people and see what they say. Welcome, everyone. Welcome to Chicago, Illinois. Welcome to Questions for Chicago. I'm your host from the suburbs, Sean Duncan. Now, if you're listening to this episode and you haven't watched the pre-show, you need to do that right now. Yes, you heard me just moments ago. For the first time on video, we shot the pre-show, the show before the show, and we had a lot of fun. You can check it out on Facebook or YouTube. Just search Questions for Chicago. We talked with my good friend, Ryan Haifley, on the phone. Had a lot of laughs. It's a less serious version of the show. You get to watch that and the monologue, which of course is what I'm doing right now. So you could be watching this as part of the pre-show on Facebook or on YouTube right now. Go do that if you haven't. And of course, you can listen to the whole episode like you're doing now, probably on SoundCloud or iTunes. We'll offer a link next to the pre-show. Now, we're talking about abortion. We've done an episode on abortion already, I know. And I know I said before that we would do an episode on white privilege, and that's going to be great. We actually did a film where we videoed people at work, just randomly asking them what they thought of white privilege. That was fantastic, and we're going to post that really, really soon. But as you might know, the state of New York passed legislation. The state of Virginia is proposing legislation that decreases restrictions on abortions. Now, the left claims that these restrictions are mild. They are not. They are very extreme. The freedom they are granting for abortion is wildly extreme, though they claim it's not. Now, on this show, we are not afraid to say the truth, that a fetus is a human life from conception and should be treated as such. We hold that view not to control women, not to be mean, but because morally, a fetus has a right to life. And I wanted to go downtown and see what people had to say about late-term abortions. And now you'll hear these laws don't actually allow late-term abortions. Republicans are lying. Conservatives are lying. Not a lie. Truth. Okay? The stipulation is if it affects the woman's health, the fetus can be terminated at any point. Now, the idea of a woman's health as far as allowing the baby to be aborted, that is so broad. Okay? There are things like mental health and inconveniences that can affect, quote unquote, health. And so this allows so much freedom for late-term abortions, though the left claims that it doesn't. It absolutely does, and that is a horrifying thing. Now, the problem is not that pro-lifers don't care about women and their health. That is not the issue. We care about a living, breathing human being murdered. That's the issue. But most leftists don't want to have a conversation about the rights of a fetus. Many just use the accusation that you don't care about women. Not true. Now, before we get to our interviews, what people spontaneously had to say about it downtown, real quick, email us at qsforshy@gmail.com. We want to hear from you. If we've talked to you downtown before, or you're a follower of ours, you enjoy our content, or you even disagree with what we say, that's okay. We want to talk to you. Don't be shy. Email us, qsforshy, qsforchy @gmail.com. Now, on to the fun. What did people downtown have to say about abortion? Well, remember, we approach random people on the spot. Okay, the audio you hear is literally me approaching random strangers. They're not setups, I promise. I've never talked to these people. They don't know what's about to happen, and that is, of course, what makes it so fun. The first interview I have here is a guy who had some dope sunglasses. Just great, just fantastic. He was woke, for sure, unlike me. But let's see what he had to say on this subject of life.